Welcome to the launch of TIDE, the Atlantic Network for Developing Historical Maritime Tourism. The TIDE network partners aim to create and market historical maritime visitor experiences using the power of virtual and augmented reality. Sharing these technological assets across the European Atlantic region will bring an extra dimension to visitor experiences. These new attractions, within existing museums and visitor centres, will enhance links with shipwrecks, underwater archaeology and wider coastal heritage. Focusing on our shared histories, we'll explore transatlantic migration, the Spanish Armada, the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic Wars, and 20th century U-boat warfare.
Well, good morning everybody and welcome to Devon. Nice to see you brought the sunshine, which is fantastic. Hope you all enjoy your stay. Really looking forward to working with everybody.
We shape digital technology partnerships, transfer digital know-how between regions and cities, develop new project proposals and access funding opportunities. We are the project leader for the TIDE project, so we have responsibility for the coordination, the project management, financial reporting. We found from the first meeting that there's a lot of synergies between regions. Ships may have been built in certain regions and they were wrecked off the coast of other regions, and there's a lot of synergies and linkages between the regions.
Because what's lying beneath the waves people don't see, but if you can bring that to life for them on shore, we think then there's a market can be developed and exploited, and the story can be told, and I think virtual reality is the way we can do that. And working in partnership, we can tell that story right back from the Spanish Armada right through to modern day. We were one of the initiators of the TIDES project. It's commenced with us back as an idea in 2015 and we brought it to EarnAct in 2016 to start to work on bringing together partners and putting together the application. And because of the technology that's there today, virtual reality or augmented reality, we can actually bring what's beneath the waves above the waves. It's not one country telling that story, it's a number of countries telling the story, and that's how the project will work.
I would like to highlight also that our university coordinates an international campus of excellence of the sea.
So in this project, our research teams are involved in assessing the cultural underwater cultural heritage, and also implementing the pilot sites, all the equipment and testing after with the pilot sites selected in this project.
I'd like to have a very light overview on what virtual reality, what augmented reality is, just to make sure we understand the same thing.
Our role in the project is to provide advice to other partners on the best practices on how to integrate VR and AR technologies to build and to design efficient tourism attractions.
So we are located here in the north of Spain. You can see that we are in the Cantabrian Sea, Galicia, Asturias, Cantabria, and the Basque Country along the coast of the north of Spain. So I think that my region, Cantabria, that it's a long traditional region close to the sea, can improve and can learn a lot of activities from the rest of the partners and to implement them in Cantabria, in Spain.
And traditionally, right from prehistory, the west of England has had very strong connections with the movements of people and trade in the Atlantic arc. Well, where we are today, with Torbay unfolding behind me, we can see a lovely, wonderful view of Torbay as it is today. But just imagine the sea behind me, full of the ships of the British Channel Fleet before and after Trafalgar, and even of the occasion when Napoleon himself, after his capture following the Battle of Waterloo, he was brought here by the British government. He was imprisoned on a boat offshore whilst decisions were made. And again, telling that story, visualising, using a digital technology to tell that story, which otherwise, if you were up here, you just wouldn't really appreciate.
Here we are again. Here is the coastline in the north called the Causeway Coastline, the Giant's Causeway. You may have heard of this. And then here is the Wild Atlantic Way in Donegal. And our region is right between the two, but the two don't yet connect. So how we connect is through our maritime heritage. Well, I was just amazed how much we all had in common in terms of our shared and collective heritage. I mean, we talk about the Armada, the emigration, the shipwrecks, the First World War, the Second World War, and it was really incredible to see how everybody wanted to bring that to life. And I think for our region in particular, with the amount of shipwrecks that we have, with the huge emigration story that we have, with the millions of people that left our shores, that we can really tie in with all the other regions, is just going to be absolutely unbelievable. I mean, it's really going to tell this incredible story that we all know we have, but it's time we told it together.
This project is funded by the Interreg Atlantic Area Programme through the European Regional Development Fund.